Good evening, friends. Thanks for joining me and posting your valuable comments and suggestions. I retweet most comments on my Twitter ID, which reaches almost 57,000 followers. Let your words be heard by all. Let this brainwashing by the mainstream media stop at all cost. I would request you to exercise your right by voicing your opinion to all. Today, nothing can quite upset someone who is fighting for the SSR justice than what Wikipedia has stated about SSR's death. Not that I give any value to Wikipedia, which takes information from all and sundry. This is what Wikipedia has stated about SSR after giving details about him. Rajput died by suicide at his home in Bandra, Mumbai in June 2020, aged 34. His last film, Dil Bechara 2020, was released posthumously on the streaming platform Hotstar. Now, Wikipedia founder, Wales, has said that they were citing reliable sources. And he was attacked on Twitter by many, accusing him of spreading lies and saying that when the CBI investigation is going on, no conclusive decision can be drawn and such statements cannot be made. To which he tweeted, as always, the sources are linked in the article. Again, let me repeat, a Twitter campaign is not the right way forward. Use the links that I provided to learn more and participate in a helpful way. So who exactly are these reliable sources? Being allowed to edit Sushant's Wikipedia page. The investigation is still on, and as yet, no pronouncement has come from the agencies on the cause of death. So, this info on Wikipedia is bogus. Twitter exploded and the words Wikipedia, Sushant was killed, trended on Twitter Thursday, with the Twitterati demanding the website to remove the cause of Sushant Singh's death as suicide by hanging. First, these people use the word lies and then replace it with misinformation. This behavior seems to be an attempt to portray themselves as sophisticatedly dispassionate. I would like to ask them, how do the words Twitter campaign translate to spreading misinformation? The truth is, Sushant was murdered. There is a plethora of evidence in public domain, all to prove this. But there is an ecosystem that sells a contrarian story, only to save Bollywood, to save politicians who are involved in it, to save the activists, the NGOs, Mumbai police, to save a government that came to power by deceit, the Mahavikas Aghadi, the Mumbai police. Wikipedia needs to get it straight. Sushant was murdered most gruesomely. And there are no two thoughts about it. Second shocking news, which if proved right, will put more focus on Sachin Waze in a YouTuber's channel, Style Rug. Photos of Sachin Waze and the videos as well show him at the Cooper Hospital when Sushant's body was brought in. What makes this look authentic is the fact there is a man reporting from there about Sushant's case, and Waze can be seen at the back. Remember, friends, Waze was reinstated on 16 June. After the Mansukh Hiran case murder, we are now sure that he was brought in to cover up for the Disha and SSR murders. If these videos are true, then the Mahavikas Aghadi and the Mumbai police are in a big fix. It makes the CBI's job much easier. They only need to get Waze to confess. And now, all the more reason that Sachin Waze needs to be protected from the very people he was working for. Meanwhile, Shekhar Suman, who is known to be rather quite a confused individual, says the SSR case has lost steam. Remember, friends, he was seen with members of the Mahavikas Aghadi, or rather the Shiv Sena, a month or so back. Sushant Singh's death brought about a tornado, with most questioning if it really was a suicide. Soon, agencies like CBI, ED, and NCB joined the investigation. However, 11 months on, there has been no concrete verdict on the incident, barring NCB's charge sheet. Naturally, the fans of the late actor are getting restless. Now, veteran actor Shekhar Suman joined the chorus and blamed COVID-19 for the delay. He took to Twitter to voice his opinion on the SSR case. We fought and fought, and we are still fighting for Sushant's justice, which is nowhere. In a month, it will be a year since he has gone. Look at the misfortune. Corona came and momentum got buried under its calamity. Is there hope? He wrote. Previously, he had questioned CBI's silence. This is another man that I don't quite trust on which side he swings. So again, I feel that he's just speaking like this for some PR effect. Another actress who seems to lie through her teeth is Sara Ali Khan, who used and discarded SSR like chewing gum. First, she used him to catapult her film Kedarnath, for fame, and then she discarded him like a hot potato when the movie was over. Now she has the gumption to say that she has dated the late Sushant Singh Rajput and that it was a relationship. And look at her guts. She even states that he was not faithful to her in the brief relationship that they have shared. Now, why is she speaking like this? A dead man cannot speak. So now you can concoct any sort of story to say that, see, he's immoral, or he's a drug addict, So so many things can be concocted about him, Sara Ali Khan. So all this, all these lies will not work with either Sushant Singh fans or people who admire Sushant. Moving on to the Param Bir Singh's plea. He has defamed the police force. The Mumbai police officer moves Supreme Court, opposing Param Bir Singh's plea for transfer of cases to CBI. The police officer has submitted that Singh has done great disservice to his cadre and to his state all these years, and has defamed the police force through corrupt practices during his entire service period. A Mumbai police official has filed an application before the Supreme Court claiming that Param Bir Singh misused his position as Commissioner of Police to implicate him in several false and frivolous cases. Police officer Bhim Raj Rohidas Ghadge opposed the transfer of cases filed against Singh to the CBI, stating that the writ petition filed by Singh for this purpose amounts to pure abuse of the due process of law. The intervener is a police officer who served with the Mumbai Home Department for almost 27 years. He stated that since 2015, Singh has always tried to interfere with the investigations being conducted by him. Ghadge claimed that during Singh's tenure, 11 police officers were promoted as seniors, even though they were junior to him. After his complaint was dismissed by Singh, Ghadge approached the State Scheduled Caste Scheduled Tribe Commission, as he believed the reason for such a decision was that he belonged to the Mahar scheduled caste. The chairman of the SC/ST Commission directed Singh to post Ghadge as senior police inspector in August 2015. Subsequently, it was alleged that Singh developed a prejudice against Ghadge and started taking undue interest in some of the high-profile offences that he was investigating. One such case involved several builders who were allegedly acting in collusion with officials of the Kalyan Dombivli Municipal Corporation to dupe the state government of rupees 124 crores by falsely availing tax exemption under a scheme to boost affordable housing for the poor. Ghadge alleged that Singh asked him to stop the ongoing investigation into the case and to ensure that the names of 3 municipal commissioners, 12 officials of Kalyan Dombivli Municipal Corporation, and 7 builders are dropped from the charge sheet. When he refused to do so, Param Bir Singh allegedly hatched a conspiracy with his subordinates to place Ghadge under suspension and took away the investigations of such cases from his hand. He also claimed that Singh instigated persons to lodge false and frivolous complaints against him. The intervention application stated that 4 offences came to be registered against Ghadge within a span of 10 days, and that he languished in jail for 14 months and 21 days until he was ultimately acquitted by a sessions court in September 2017. Ghadge later filed applications before the Bombay High Court seeking a registration of an FIR against Param Bir Singh for falsely implicating him by misuse of official position. One of the pleas is still pending before the High Court. The police officer submitted that Singh had done a great disservice to his cadre and to his state all these years, and had defamed the police force through corrupt practices during his entire service period. The petitioner has used his position and uniform to implicate the intervener in several false and frivolous cases. It is further submitted that although the petitioner is trying to pose himself as an upright and honest police officer, the true narration of facts would reveal a completely different picture. Read the application. Filed through Advocate Vipin Nair, the application stated that Param Bir Singh cannot seek transfer of cases by filing writs before the Supreme Court at his whim and fancy when he's getting protection from the Bombay High Court. Gadge concluded that grave injustice and irreparable injury will be caused to him if the present application is not allowed, and if he is not allowed to argue for the dismissal of Singh's writ petition before the Apex Court. Now it looks like all the superstars are suffering from lack of jobs, movies, popularity, and fans. The latest victim after Akshay Kumar and Salman Khan is SRK. Lockdown due to the pandemic and the second wave of the pandemic has forced Shah Rukh Khan to stop shooting for Pathaan. And now he says he will focus on the OTT platform. According to media sources, he has been finalizing a few OTT projects. Shah Rukh Khan is not making his debut as an actor there, but this is about production. The actor has been lining up some projects that will be produced under his banner Red Chillies Entertainment. Shah Rukh Khan's production house has already ventured into the OTT space when it produced Imran Khan's Bard of Blood and Betal and Class of '83 starring Bobby Deol. Viewers, you know exactly what to do when these series come out. Just don't watch them. Make sure that you look at other series and just block these Bollywood stars and their productions. I think it's time for SRK to sit back with Madam and his kids and chill. It's going to take a long, long time, SRK, for you to get back to whatever you were doing earlier. Now, in an interesting piece of news, which is not good for us, is that the man who many saw as a sexual predator is now free. He's acquitted. The former Tehelka magazine editor-in-chief, Tarun Tejpal, was acquitted on Friday by a sessions court in Goa after being accused of sexually assaulting a female colleague inside the elevator of a luxury hotel in Goa in November 2013. Many of you may remember the case. Tarun Tejpal, former editor-in-chief of investigative tabloid Tehelka, was on Friday acquitted by the district and sessions court at Mapusa in North Goa in a 2013 sexual assault case. Tejpal was accused of sexually assaulting a female colleague inside the elevator of a luxury hotel in Goa in November 2013. Tejpal, who was out on bail, had denied the allegations against him and blamed the BJP-ruled Goa government of political vendetta against him. Tejpal was accused by a female colleague that she had, when they had gone in the elevator together, that he had sexually abused her. The incident took place during the Think Festival that was being hosted by Tehelka at a five-star hotel in Goa's Mambolim. Days after the allegations surfaced against him, Tejpal stepped down as the editor-in-chief of Tehelka. However, the Goa police launched an investigation into the case and arrested Tejpal on November 30. He was denied bail and was lodged at Sada Sub Jail. Tejpal was charged by a district court in Mapusa under IPC sections 354A, which is sexual harassment, 376, which is rape, 3762K, rape of a woman by a person being in a position of control or dominance over the woman. Police later added charges under IPC sections 341, wrongful restraint, and 342, wrongful confinement, 3762F, which is person in a position of trust or authority over women committing rape of such women, 376C, sexual intercourse by a person in authority, and section 354, assault or criminal force to women with intent to outrage her modesty. 3 months later, in February 2014, a nearly 3,000-page charge sheet was filed against Tejpal by the Goa Crime Branch, where an email was sent by Tejpal to the female colleague and then managing editor Shoma Chowdhury was reproduced as evidence against him. In the email, Tejpal had apologized for the shameful lapse of judgment on his part to attempt a sexual liaison with the female colleague on 2 occasions. The complaint by the girl is clearly motivated, false, and an afterthought with oblique motives, Tejpal had alleged. He said, "It is surprising that an FIR was lodged purely on the basis of media reports and even without recording the statement of the alleged victim, which is quite unheard of." Tejpal said that what happened was just an interaction between 2 individuals which was blown out of proportion. There is not a single whisper from any corner, including the lady, of any untoward incident. To my shock, I was informed by the managing editor of the Tehelka that she received a complaint of the allegation of sexual harassment, Tejpal had said. The lady continued to participate in the conference with Elan. She took part in every festivity. There will be CCTV footage and photos to substantiate it, he added. At that time, the chief minister was Manohar Parrikar. And Manohar Parrikar had said that by stepping down from his job, Tejpal had admitted to the act. I saw a media report stating that Tejpal is saying it is consensual. I wonder what he must have done within 4 minutes, that too in a lift, Parrikar had said. Speaking on the acquittal of Tarun Tejpal, CM Sawant, the present chief minister, said his government would not allow any wrong done to a woman. The state government will appeal against this verdict in the High Court. The government is very serious about this, said CM Sawant, adding that he had seen the evidence on record and documents relating to the case and was personally convinced that the verdict should be appealed against. Earlier today, the Sessions Court in Goa quashed all the charges filed against Tarun Tejpal in the rape case. The additional Sessions Judge, Shama Joshi, had earlier reserved the verdict in the 7-year-old case. Interestingly, the trial was held in camera at Tejpal's insistence. The far-left journalist was accused of forcing himself on a colleague against her wishes inside an elevator of the Grand Hyatt, Bambolim, Goa on November 7, 2013, during the official event. He had stepped down as editor 6 months after being accused of sexual assault. For those viewers, for those who have not read about this case, it's very important that you read about it and how cunning this editor is. Meanwhile, Twitter flags BJP spokesperson Sampit Patra's tweet on Congress toolkit as manipulated media. So Twitter, like Wikipedia, is playing up. The microblogging website Twitter has flagged a tweet by BJP national spokesperson Sampit Patra alleging the use of a toolkit by Congress as manipulated media. Now you know who Twitter is working for. The May 18 tweet includes pictures of a document that, according to Patra, enlists social media measures used by the Congress to hurt Prime Minister Narendra Modi's image during the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic. Friends, look at the Congress toolkit in extending help to the needy during the pandemic. More of a PR exercise with the help of friendly journalists and influencers than a soulful endeavor, the tweet by Patra said. As per Twitter's policy, content may be labeled as manipulated media or in some cases removed if the company has a reason to believe that media or the context in which media are presented are significantly and deceptively altered or manipulated. To access such media, the company looks at whether editing has been done in a manner that fundamentally alters the content composition shared in a deceptive manner and is likely to impact public safety or cause alarm. Harm. We may label tweets containing synthetic and manipulated media to help people understand the media's authenticity and to provide additional context, is what Twitter said earlier while announcing its manipulated media policy. The Congress, which has alleged that the documents used by Patra are fake, on Thursday wrote to Twitter to remove tweets by BJP leaders on the issue. Twitter is now acting in the same manner they acted against Trump and his followers and supporters. So now they have started working against Modi and India. That's all for today, friends. Let me just have a look at your comments as well. Geeta, let God show the path for the truth to be exposed soon. Yes. Yes, Geeta. Leena, hi. Welcome. Wanda Kumar, this Waze can split the beans that the public can't even digest. Hopefully, he'll be cross-questioned very soon. Wanda Kumar, this Waze must handle illegal things of Sharad Pawar's Penguin's house, farmhouse, his encounter. He has done all murders by politicians, orders, sure. Kritika Sharma, welcome. Wanda Kumar, this Waze has taken Disha body from his Mercedes car to the hospital and was on night 14 June at Cooper Hospital. Manav Rajput, please tag to the agencies in Twitter and tweet about Waze photo. Manav, we are all doing it. If this is true, Manav, I mean, it is a very big thing and it will help the federal agencies a lot. Sanjay, good evening. Kritika, but the address, Nupur Prasad, right? Yes. Also tag to Amit Shah. Banju Mudilar, hello, good evening. Waze was fully involved in SSR, no doubt. Paramcho knows the whole scenario. I think everything is going to come out, Manju. It's really scary and anger-provoking to know that these idiots who occupy higher positions for protecting people are the real murderers. Yes, Geeta. Welcome, Manu. Wikipedia has stated suicide as cause of death. Belief info fed by Mahesh Bhatt's staff. I don't understand why SSR lawyers and sisters not questioning this public is concerned, as nobody saw him hang. True. Manu, no, it's only come today. I'm sure these people will all start acting. Nancy, welcome today. Vijay, good evening from Pix Not Waze. People in person in picture thinner with Notami Waze, forehead flatter and angled up higher, receding higher higher from the back. This guy's. Let us see, Vijay, because see, they now have this visuals and the video. Now CBI can check that out as well. That why Param Bir is silent, Kritika. Param Bir revealed the truth in SSR case, yes. Manju, इसलिए वजह को rejoin किया, yes. He came to murder, Puri involved, they knew SSR will be gone. Nancy Sood, the way Wikipedia head is so adamant in saying that they're doing what Ames Sudhir Gupta said, and other excuses that it's maligning innocent Dr. Gaya. It's obvious how powerful public. Yes, it's all vested interests working. The date of Waze's reinstallation, he was brought in to eliminate Disha and Sushant. That's why Disha was called forcefully to the party on June 7th. Most possibly, Nancy. Good evening, Nitin. Yesterday's session was too good and clear picture of opposition to damage the image of India and Britain. Yes, Nitin, thank you for watching. Meeli Bhagat hai, Paramveer aur Waze ki. Geeta, Paramveer's turn is not so far, he'll be punished. Let's keep praying. Yes. Nisha, welcome. Hi, Vaishali. Good evening, Ranjita. Welcome. Jas Malkit, good evening. Thank you for joining. Thanks, PN. Sushma, thank you for joining. Ranjita, that's exactly what we put across, yes. Sachin Waze spotted on 14 June. He's 99%, yes, very much, Rohan. Ranjita, this source is India Today. You know, you remember, what Arnab was talking about when he spoke about this channel and how Param Bir Singh was trying to protect this channel. NC, good evening. Vaishali, maybe Waze is involved in Sushant because he has a stun gun. Yes, let us see what will come out. Divine Living Trends, bold and beautiful with authenticity. Thank you, Divine Living. Nancy, unfortunately, Wiki Head won't even consider a Republic sting up on, of first saying 200% murder to then saying that suicide can't be ruled out. Actually, Nancy Sood, I do not trust Wikipedia at all. You know, in fact, now they're coming out with another media which is going to authenticate, they say, false, fake stories. Can you imagine? A man who himself in Wikipedia is putting a false statement is now going to check whether stories are fake or not and he's going to have a medium for that. Can you believe what this man at all? Ranjita, not to forget the Stangen marks, yes. Welcome, Gloria. Thank you for joining. Shekhar Suman is the person who went to Sushant's father with Sandeep Singh. Yes. Meena, I was shocked to see in a Norwegian newspaper dated Wazi clearly in Cooper Hospital. Did Lena, you mean to say that you saw a picture? If you can send it to us on, on Twitter, we can share it. Satya, Jai Hind. Nancy Sur, even Shekhar Suman took a U-turn like Gupta and Kangana, very much, yes. And now even Anupam Kher looks like. Meena Prabhakar, center is waiting for MBA to fall on its own. The whole case will open up, truth will prevail. I hope it will speeden up, Meena. Nisha, Linda, do you have a screenshot or any link? Yeah, if you could share it with us. Divine Living, you know who is she? Granddaughter of Rukhsana Sultan, right hand of Sanjay Gandhi and daughter of whom it is known. Yes, that is the background. Welcome, Manchika. Gloria. Yes, ma'am. Sara used him even at the young age. She knew how to manipulate. They are trained young. And you know very well, Gloria, that they were properly grilled. The whole family was grilled by NCB. They take drugs and they, try to, foist, bad repute on others. Everybody knows what sort of a person Sushant was. Dr. Pushpalata, thank you, Pushpalata, for your words. Anshika, Samay Ka Chakra. Yes, absolutely. Nancy Soon, MBA doing the same thing to PBS, what they did to Arnab, filing cases after cases against him. Not that PBS doesn't deserve it. Hope PBS will reveal the truth of Sushant's case. You know what's very strange, Nancy Soon, is that, see, we really don't know who is trying to bait the other. It all looks like each one is trying to eat the other up. It's that bad in the Mahavikas Aghadi. Everybody seems to be everybody's enemy as well as everybody's friend. Lab, Wazi is seen at mortuary, yes. Stella, I suppose Maharashtra government has to fall to make justice for victims possible and unravel human trafficking. My God, all this is a horror, yes. Sanjay saw the session today where Wazi was seen. Unfortunately, there will be a listening to various lawyers will be treated as circumstantial evidence. We need factual evidence. Yes. Lena, I saw a clear picture of Wazi. One of the newspapers, Wazi standing at the gate of Cooper Hospital. I was shocked. Please share it with us, Lena. Welcome, Ushma. You joined late, I think. Stella, I'm afraid Wazi and Param Bir could be murdered because they know so much, too much for their culprit bosses. They have to be now safeguarded. Gloria, thank you, ma'am, for keeping us updated on all important matters. Bless you. Thank you, Gloria. Your words matter a lot. Ramata, may God bless you for giving the voice to voiceless like SSR and Disha, plus others. Yes, till the end we will be with them, till the case is proved in our favor. Dr. Pushpalata Agroya, many contradictory theories put up by many authentic SSRians. Example, considering SSR inactivity on phone, yes, since 13th June to 30 p.m., it's very likely that he was silenced after that. And how can he attend a party? You know, Pushpalata, see, there are so many lies. You remember, even in the Mansukh Hiren case, they said that, see, that man committed suicide. Can you imagine a man committing suicide with a lot of handkerchiefs stuffed in his mouth? It's all, and then see, there are so many people who have stood as witnesses who said that when Mansukh Hiren was in the office with Wazi, how agitated he was. And he was saying that he was being dragged into something that he was not guilty of, So everything these people do seems to be cooked up. And then Dr. Pushpalata says, many contradictory theories put up by many authentic SSRians considering SSR's inactivity on phone since 13 June. It's very likely that he was silenced after, yes. How can he attend the party? Nancy, so good to hear this news about SRK. They're paying for what they did to Sushant. Yes. Even Salman Khan, who thought, he is the bhaijan of everybody, has just got a dose of, the same very medicine. Sanjay Shinde, I only hope CV has found evidence at Mont Blanc Cars used in Antalya case, Mithi River, unless now Waze confessor. Sanjay, I would suggest that you be a little bit more positive because things are coming out and we are all very positive that it will lead to a lot of things. Divine living trends, it's already too late to quit SRK. Now it's the people who should leave enough. Yes, absolutely. M. Rekha, which Norwegian newspaper? Please share the link. Good evening from South Africa. Kryptonite Rai. Welcome, Kryptonite. M. Rekha, which Norwegian? Yeah. So I think, Lina, can you share it with us? I'm puzzled why CBI has not investigated at Karjat farm if there was a party found that time. We really don't know what all the CBI has investigated and not. So perhaps we should wait. Lakshman, we should hope and pray to God that Param will open his mouth and speak out the truth of SSR's murder. Yes. Michelle, hello, ma'am. Thank you for the news. Thank you, Michelle, always for joining us. M. Rekha, you seem to be repeating the question. I'm sure Lena would have heard you. Babal, this is Dhritarashtra ke Bharat, where culprits roam free and victims suffer and die without justice. Andher Nagari, Chaupat Raja. Shame on this, our Sadagala laws and judiciary system. Yes, every system seems to have become so corrupt under the UPA. Now slowly everything is being cleansed. Let's hope that we can get the whole system cleansed. Dr. Pushpalata, the last call on SSR's phone was from Uday Gauri. It was not a movie discussion, rather a threatening call. Yes, what's your opinion? Yes, Pushpalata, it was not one call. There were so many calls from this guy. So, the last, yeah. So there's something very hanky-panky. And then he calls Ria after that as well. So there's something very, very dicey about that guy. Tejpal had apologized for his action. How is he innocent? Nisha, I don't know how you can say that an apology is enough when you sexually, sort of assault a woman, a young girl as old as his daughter, and a friend of his daughter in a lift, and he comes out and you say that he's innocent. No, he's not innocent. Everybody knows it. And who are the lawyers who've been fighting for him? Kapil Sibal and others from the UPA government. Please understand, there's much more to than what is written. That's why I suggest that you read the complete case. Dr. Pushpalata, according to some people, SSR neighbor who denied any party is somehow related to Ria's close friend in that building. Okay, that's something I haven't read about. According to some people, yeah, maybe. Kryptonite, Dr. Pushpalata, yes. It is necessary to make such secular is known widely. Women have to know, they have to complain. Everywhere, so many people. Yes, Stella, it's very important. Naga, welcome, Naga. Enrika, I'm sure Lina will show you the paper. Ankita Sinha, ma'am, you've done a commendable job for raising SSR and Disha Salient case because mainstream media is still silent by spreading fake narrative suicide theory. Here also, Ankita, please bear in mind, see who are there, the people who put ads in their mainstream media. See, they're all connected. So politicians, for example, a person like Kejriwal has been putting so many ads in the media that nobody speaks against him. So this is all means of, buying them. When you can't be bought by anybody, then you speak the truth because you're not scared of anybody. So nobody's pleasing you, So that sort of thing, when you don't have to please anybody, you'll speak the truth. Nancy Sun, when SM like Twitter and Wiki is controlled by left, how will the larger public get authentic news? Which is a question, Nancy Sun. See, this is the biggest plague, more bigger than COVID. The media virus is the biggest virus in the world. You cannot believe anybody, the way they twist and turn facts, to write for their masters. So some people continue to, be clear in conscience and speak the truth and try to find out the truth. Nancy Sur, you will have to follow those people. Mano, welcome. Nancy Su, thank you for the news updates. Thank you, Nancy. Metal, as we continue to collectively fight for justice, only one thing is in our control is to boycott all their films and OTT web series for good, no exceptions. They don't deserve our hard-earned money, valuable time. Yes, I agree completely with you, Metal. Zoya, justice for legend Sushant from Afghanistan. Thank you, Zoya. So nice of you. Gopal, thank you for joining. Babal Kumar, outlaw American companies. I haven't got the gist of what you said. Perhaps you could elaborate. Sanjay Shinde, well, the plan here is to get rid of PM Modi, so similar methods are followed as were followed against Trump. Exactly. Babal Kumar, first you bring them and they rule on you with the support of your own country. Yes, I agree with you, Babal. Metal Films, much love and support to Candid Meena always. Thank you, Metal, for always supporting and giving your useful comments and tips. Nandini, hi Meena, I'm from Germany. Your show is always interesting. Thanks for keeping it short, but still very informative. Thank you, Nandini, for always joining and for also giving me your support. Divine Living, ma'am, did you notice Sushant's Insta to whom he's following? Yeah, still changing daily. Earlier all these things were in the hands of Siddharth Pitani, and you know what sort of a person Siddharth Pitani is. So. Dr. Pushpalata, initially, when NCP became active and CBI slowed down, Vikas Singh demanded CBI to focus on SSR case and also suspected that Shiv Sena and BJP possible alliance can sabotage the case. Why is he silent now? I'm really not clear about that, Pushpalata. Because the last call on what you said is right. According to some people, SSR neighbor who denied, see, Pushpalata, somewhere I read that this lawyer has bought a lot of precious land in Delhi, near the Lutyens, properties. So somewhere people started suspecting, is there something, when a lawyer can buy so much, a property that is so expensive. So I don't know. If he is quiet, I really don't know what is the reason. Nitish, why justice so slow? Yeah, I don't know, Nitish. See, we really need to wait for CBI to answer that. Babal Kumar, only Param Bir and Plaza going to punish. What about main culprits, baby and his father? Many contradictory theories put up by many authentic. Yes, please only try to see through who are authentic and who are not. India Today, Paramveer Kayar. Yes. Welcome, Sheila. Nancy Sood. Oh, it's unbelievable that they themselves will get someone to authenticate their false news and citations. Nitin, point is that has to be found who is behind and to whom they save. Yes. Preeti, Stylag had all Sachin Vaze pics on his channel. Yes. I saw that, Preeti. Now, when Vaze, who does the crime, can be made to investigate the crimes, then Vicky, who gives the fake news, can attend. Yes, Nisha, absolutely. Lina, yes, ma'am, I saw a clear picture of Vaze. In this country, truth will never prevail. Lina, I think you should send a copy to all the 3 federal agencies of Vaze at Cooper Hospital. They're all available on Twitter. In this country, truth will never prevail. No, don't be so pessimistic. Meena, I'll try to DM. Yes. Fine. No wonder Sara lost so much weight. Drugs, of course. No one has seen her journey of weight loss, although she openly flaunts her pictures from being overweight. Yes, I've seen those images of her before she became like this. And it's so true. Earlier, it looked like this MBA will go, but now again, they've secured their position in Maharashtra. Yes. Good evening, Neetu. Suraj, Justice for Sushant Singh Rajput 302 CBI ED Jaldi Jawab Do. Yes. Suraj Kumar, Justice, yes. Sushant sir was planned murder by Maharashtra government. Nancy Sood, what Dr. Pushpalata said about the family lawyer, saying that Sushant's case will be affected if SSR and BJP join hands, is also a point to consider. Yes. Sanjay, good to hear positive things are coming out. Thanks. Thanks, Sanjay. Good brief update. Thank you so much, Sanjay, for your comments. Kohli, any comment about Sushant's diary tweeting by Deepthi? I'm still looking at that. I'm not too sure unless I see everything very clearly, Kohli. Ashish Sawant, will the systematic and brazen destruction of evidence in SSR case ever reveal truth? Will law look even at open destruction of evidence? I'm sure something will, God is great, something will come up, Ashish. There is a bigger force in play. NC, we were thinking of war with other countries. One internal case is so difficult to solve. What expectations will public have? Hope internal issues are solved at the earliest. See, NC, here, when you say it is just one case, but that one case, can reveal everybody, can make everybody fall down. Whether it's politicians, whether it's actors, or whether it's producers or directors, or the underworld, or the NGOs. So you can say that it's one small case, but the fact is that it involves so many people and their livelihoods. They can all be exposed. In just one day, they can all be exposed and all be behind bars as well. Shilpa, please invite Style Rag. Well, I've invited him, Shilpa, but it seems he doesn't like to go to other channels. That's what he said. Renu Ratan, what is your opinion about the day of Sushant Singh cremation? As someone says, it's raining on that day. I'm not too sure about that, Renu, because I haven't seen many images of that. Dhruv, please press the... You're always very kind, Dhruv. Revelation chapter banned them. Nisha, yes, Tejpal is not innocent. That's why I'm saying that how could he have... Yes, absolutely. Maybe I read your comment differently. Yes, he is not innocent. And also the fact that, Nisha, at a certain point, media heads used to think that they could do anything, with interns and young, girls who join, So this is a case in point. Am I justice for SSR? Absolutely. Hemangini, Ankita posted video celebrating Mahesh Shetty's birthday. What do you think about this? I still don't understand, Hemangini, why Mahesh Shetty is not coming out and speaking the truth. Ankita cannot be trusted by anybody. Right from the day on her birthday, when she showed who was present at her party, and that it was Sandeep Singh. Everybody knows what sort of person Sandeep is. Shilpa, what happened to Arnab? Arnab, see, I'm told that he's on leave and should be back soon. That's what I heard from his team, that he's fine. Vigneshwari, justice for SSR from Malaysia. Absolutely. Seema Singh, thanks for the lovely. Thank you, Seema, for joining us. Nancy, yes, ma'am. We watch your channel and other such news channels, but the larger public watch the mainstream media and believe what they show, so they won't know the truth. Everybody learns the hard way, Nancy, sir. See, if I ask you a question, see, all the mainstream channels are showing only COVID, and the surging numbers of people dying. Can any sane person believe that so many people are dying and there are no people being saved? So I mean, anybody who could be an absolute idiot if they think that this is news. This is what is being fed to you. This is what the mainstream is doing to brainwash you, to make you believe what they think. And it is your duty not to be manipulated. Listen to the headlines, and change channels. Watch something that makes you happy and positive, because a positive view is very important for your family, and for your loved ones, especially in such dire, circumstances when a pandemic is going on, Nancy. So, see, the more positive you are, the better your family can cope with it. Renu, media has the power to show the world what is right, but they are just after money. Absolutely. Sheila, sweet Meenaji, your fan from London. Thank you so much, Sheila. So nice of you. Nancy Sir, 70 crore bungalow. Not sure of this exact rate of the bungalow, but yes, in the heart of Delhi. Jadea, justice for SSR. Some guy, Dil Se Dil Tak, was saying, please, Uddhav, please do not quote Dil Se Dil Tak. A person like Ramdev Baba is doing so much for our country. Let us respect him. He's brought out so many medicines, even for COVID. Let us trust this man. Let us be Indians and be proud of our Ayurvedic medicines, our yoga. So please do not believe people like Dil Se Dil Tak. This has been coming again and again, and I will completely ignore this question again if it comes. Yes, it's a good of Style Rug to have revealed that. It makes CBI's job much easier. M. Rekha, sorry ma'am, didn't want to spam. Would be nice to know the source of Norwegian newspaper, and you discovered so late. Thanks for doing a great job. The moment I get it, Rekha, I'm sure I'll post it on Candid Veena, and then you can see it. Are you on Messenger, Meena? So I can send the newspaper from Norway. It's called Dag Bladet. Yes, you can, Lena. Or what you can do is, just tweet me on Twitter, and I'll follow you, and you can send me a direct message. My Twitter handle is Meena Das Narayan. So you just send me a tweet. I will follow you on DM, and then you can send me the message. Dhruv, it seems alphabet C became so dangerous for India. Corona, cyclone, corruption, and Congress. Yes, indeed. Are you on coup? In case you are, please tag Law Minister and Office of Amit Shah. Yes, I'm on coup. Lena, please share the link here. Lena ma'am can flash as she speaks. Thank you. Yes, Lena can do what she thinks is best. SKB, hello ma'am. Welcome. Money hides everything. At least after Ankit invited Ankita to her party, Mahesh Shetty should be away from her if he's clean, because we all know Sandeep Singh is the prime suspect. Yes. Mahesh Shetty is definitely suspicious. Absolutely, Geeta, I agree with you. PRR, all the social media and mainstream media are spreading fake news against Modi. See, this is an agenda, PR. Please remember, this is the same kind of thing that they did to Trump. Who was Trump? Trump was the only president who actually stood against China and called it Chinese virus. He also exposed WHO. So these people don't want people like Trump or Modi, because Modi has been doing so much for his country. And we know the kind of things he's been doing. Has Sonia Gandhi ever done even a single thing for the people of India? Never. So you know who to trust. Uddhav. Waze also handles illegal things, as you did story on XYZ trafficking previous video. He's right hand of Shiv Sena, and some penguin is involved in it, so he needs to be interrogated. Yes, absolutely, Uddhav. Sindhu, we have stopped watching the COVID news and encouraging many more to do so. Yes, it's a very good thing, Sindhu, that you're doing. Nancy, I've long stopped watching mainstream media. I only watch YT videos now, where only authentic news is shown. That's why I watch your channel and not miss on most days. Thank you, Nancy, for your encouraging words for me as well. Divine Living, since Sushant's demise, I've seen each and every channel and YouTubers, but nobody can compete with your channel. It's simply genius. And thank you, Divine Living. It's words like yours and the fact that, bringing out the truth, is a sort of an impetus to make, the world know what is actually happening and what is hidden from them. Uddhav, many people are doing business from Sushant's death and people are watching them. But people don't watch people like NK Sood News, what's happening in the country. It's reality. Yes, more people should watch people like NK Sood and others who are giving you, the reality. PR, absolutely. Kamakshi, I've started watching you recently and greatly admire your forthright views. Thank you, Kamakshi. Really nice of you. And see, ma'am, how can we get what Sir Modi has done till now? You see, he has his own, channel where he's got his own website where the immense work that he has been done is recorded, and you can post your comments there. I mean, it's just so much work that he's done for India. Simona, yes, ma'am. So bad that these sculptures are going to the great president like me, dearly. What do you think of Smita Parekh? You should post your comments. Divakar, there should be lie detector test on Sachin Waze with yes, yes, it should be done. Sheila, Modi ji is a guru and Indians are blessed to have a sevak like Modi ji. Exactly, Sheila. Joan D'Souza, thank you so much, Meenaba, for all the updates. I'm in London and always watch your program, which is so insightful. Thank you so much, Joan, for always joining and posting your comments. Partha, can we still hold on to the CBI? They don't seem to have much muscle power or evidences. Kolkata HC ends up giving vacation to the accused DMC folks. SSR case seems remote to get justice. Yes, please trust them, Partha. And if the new CBI, chief is Rakesh Asthana, we can expect faster work. Love, yes, true. I truly admire what you say, where you put your words. Thank you, love. Very kind of you. And see how illiterate people will know and remember what Modi sir has done. And see, again, I'm telling you that they have a website complete with all the achievements of Modi. Try to go there, do some research, do some work. Go there and find out what he's doing. Most of the people on the ground level know what he's doing, especially the poor people. The amount of work he's been doing for farmers and for other people. You must watch and read that. But for that, you need to do some work. Ritu, very good evening, Mino. Yeah. Thank you, Ritu, for joining. You come late. Adi, ma'am, when will CBI file? Still waiting, Adi. Thank you, friends, for this lovely session and for all your comments. And please join me again tomorrow for another session. And tomorrow we're going to talk about love jihad, which is a problem many Hindu women are facing in India. And let us see, how young girls and young women can get out of this trap and avoid such traps. Please join me tomorrow. Thank you so much.